Welcome back. We've been considering some of the prayer psalms of David. Today we want to consider Psalm 6. To the chief musician with stringed instruments on an 8-stringed harp, a psalm of David. O Yahweh, do not rebuke me in your anger, nor chasten me in your hot displeasure. Have mercy on me, O Yahweh, for I am weak. O Yahweh, heal me, for my bones are troubled. My soul also is greatly troubled. But you, O Yahweh, how long? Return, O Yahweh, deliver me. O save me for your mercy's sake. For in death there is no remembrance of you. In the grave who will give you thanks? I am weary with my groaning. All night I make my bed swim. I drench my couch with tears. My eyes waste away because of grief. It grows old because of all my enemies. Depart from me, all you workers of iniquity. For Yahweh has heard the voice of my weeping. Yahweh has heard my supplication. Yahweh will receive my prayer. Let all my enemies be ashamed and greatly troubled. Let them turn back and be ashamed suddenly. David shares his inmost groanings and concerns as he writes this psalm and as he declares his concerns, his crying out for the intervention of Yahweh into his situation. He doesn't hold anything back. In his groanings, he voices what many times we feel and we struggle with. This worry, if you would, and concern that God will just wipe us out, whether because of sin that's within us or because we believe that we are being unjustly persecuted, or whether we really are being persecuted on behalf of God, that we have done nothing wrong. And so David cries out to Yahweh and says, do not rebuke me in your anger, nor chasten me in your, better translation, indignation. In my mind, then revealing that David knows that there probably is a just cause for God to be angry with him. That David knows that he has done something wrong, to which maybe what's happening is judgment in his life. We don't like to confess that. We don't like to admit that. But again, we've talked about it in the past, that as a child of God, God will love me and God will chasten me if I am not walking in the light as he is in the light. God loves me with an everlasting love. It is not content with me walking in sin. So God is getting a hold of David here, and David then cries out for the favor of God to be upon him. Verse 2 says, have mercy, and the word is chanan, which is the Hebrew word for favor. Have favor on me, O Yahweh, for I am weak. He cries out for a healing because his bones are troubled. And then makes the ultimate of groanings that we would have. In death there is no remembrance of you. In the grave who will give thanks to you? Forgetting that our ultimate victory is actually through the grave. O grave, where is thy sting? O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is your victory? In death, through the grave, we actually wind up receiving the ultimate cleansing, the ultimate sanctification, being set apart into the presence of God. And yet, while we're on this earth, in this tent, we become very temporally focused. David is there as well, and he's crying. He says, I was groaning all night. I make my bed swim. I drench my couch with my tears. But then he, in the midst of all this groaning, it's like it comes back to him. God has never left him. God isn't departing from him. God isn't forsaking him. God will never leave us nor forsake us. And so he cries out then, like almost this 180-degree change. Depart from me, you all you workers of iniquity. For Yahweh has heard the voice of my weeping. Yahweh has heard my supplication. Yahweh will receive my prayer. That is truth. That is the truth, that in the midst of our groanings, in the midst of our trials and troublesome times, that we need to remember, that we need to recall, God does love us with an everlasting love. And even in the midst of potential chastening, God still will hear us. God still listens to the voice of those who are his redeemed. And so David then declares, let all my enemies be ashamed and greatly troubled. Those who are coming and who are mocking and ridiculing because of the consequences of my actions, or from the appearance that maybe God isn't protecting me. Let them be ashamed. Let them be ashamed, O Yahweh. Let them realize that you are here in my presence, that you are my provider and my protector. Our hearts can cry out with David in the midst of our bitterness and our anguish at times. But then we need to have the same recognition and recollection that David had as well. God hasn't left us. He will never leave us nor forsake us. He will hear our prayers. That is truth. So if you're in the midst of those times, cry out. Cry out to him. It's okay. He knows your heart. He knows your thoughts. He knows the situation that you're in. And he loves you with an everlasting love. And then, yes, have a blessed day.